We having a good time? That sounded a bit kind of like, yeah, sort of. We having a good time? Thank you. It's going to get better now.
Do you have panto over here?
Oh, yes, you do. Oh, marvellous. You can tell I'm an old ham. Someone could have said no, but never mind. Right, I said I refuse to take charge of this panel. And yet, see, I seem to have taken charge of the panel already. We're here to talk about the Sarah Jane Adventures. The best programme out of the three of them. I'm on. Let me just introduce the people sitting here that you're going to ask questions of. At the far end is Scott Hancock. Scott worked with us during our second series as what we call a production runner, which basically means he was our bitch.
But a very good bitch.
A very good bitch. And he's also written Sarah Jane audiobooks. And he's very talented and young, and we hate him. Next to him, who's very talented but old,
we still hate
we don't hate him quite so much, is the show's co-producer, showrunner, and main writer, the really rather wonderful Mr. Phil Ford.
Thank you.
And sat next to me is someone who is so young it's disgusting, who just cheerfully announced that he was only born in 1993, which had all of us going, 1993, well, how old were we in 19... Oh, God. The marvellous Tommy Knight. So there we are, Sarah Jane Adventures. Oh, I'm nobody. I just script edit the show.
And supplies biscuits.
Yes. So, has anyone, before we start, has anyone got any questions they want to ask about the Sarah Jane Adventures?
Actually, it's a random question, but do any of you want to hold Lumpy?
I'd love to hold Lumpy.
As random questions go...
That is pretty random.
That is pretty random.
I'll give him back later.
Alright.
What is it? So, Tommy is apparently holding Lumpy.
Lumpy the elephant.
Oh yes, so he is. That's not a sign to... Lumpy, you haven't got long to live. Young man there. Are there going to be any jelly babies? Well now, that's a good question. Phil, I think maybe we should put some jelly babies into Sarah Jane. Yes.
Yeah. I shall bear that one in mind.
I've just suddenly noticed, by the way, you can't see this, but I can see that I'm getting the evil eye, I'm getting the glare. We're going to be joined by someone else on this panel. No, come on, up here. Come on. Up here. One of our most marvellous directors, Alice Troughton. I say one of our most marvellous directors. I should actually say our most marvellous director. I only added the one of because Graham might be here and he'll beat me up afterwards.
You were doing so well. I just thought actually you looked really comfortable and didn't need me here.
Nice. We always need you. We love you.
I did this earlier, so I said, you look like you didn't have any legs. I have got legs. I've just pressed them. They're short, that's why. Like a shower.
So yes, jelly babies is a great idea, and I think we should put jelly babies into the Sarah Jane Adventures as soon as possible. Yes. Tommy can eat them all. I've never seen anyone manage to eat quite so much sugar as Tommy Knight. It's really quite scary.
It's really tasty.
Yeah. The rest of us have to then cope with this Tommy who was here and is suddenly bouncing off the ceiling. Sugar rush, too much sugar. I'm in LA. Sir.
Well, now that Alice is here, how is directing Sarah Jane Adventures different from directing Doctor Who?
How is directing the Sarah Jane Adventures different from directing Doctor Who and Torchwood?
You have half the time. I think that's fair to say. It's got easier now that they've grown up a bit, actually, to be honest, and Tommy will probably talk a bit about the hours, but in the first series, we had two key cast members who
Yeah,
were under, I can't remember the age, somebody will tell me, under
16,
16 or 17.
While we're still in compulsory education,
Yeah.
we're not allowed to do more than 8.5 hours in a day. And we
they
have to have at
tutor.
least 15 hours a week tutoring, which was a lot of hassle because in between scenes and things like that, I'd be rushed off and have to do 20 minutes of schoolwork and then come back again and carry on shooting, which...
And it affects your shooting schedule.
It does, a lot.
Because you have to shoot round. I mean, we had doubles for Tommy and for Yasmin, and we would shoot over the double's shoulder a lot of the time with the guest cast when the guys were being shooted, so that was difficult. They're half-an-hour episodes. We shoot... it's a two-parter, which I find a brilliant format, actually. Really love the two-part format. So there is a difference. But I think what we always try to do is keep the production values as high and the same universe and the same universe as we could.
Very good. Very good. She's already using words like hooniverse. You've become one of us.
I always was one of you. That's the secret.
Any more questions? Gentleman with the hat. What's the latest news regarding Series 4?
It's going to be great.
Fundamentally, I think that's pretty much true. Phil and I are leaving in the middle of the day tomorrow, I'm afraid, to go back because we have our first tone meeting for Series 4 on Tuesday. So, boom,
So
straight into
think
production.
about us, because we'll be very tired. And we won't be able to sleep, and yeah.
People will be prodding us, going, "What do you think?" And we'll be going, "Gallifrey, yay!" Oh. Is it time for the panel yet? Oh, sorry, tone meeting. Yes. So yeah, we literally start this week what we call pre-production, which Alice, tell us what pre-production means.
Well, you hope to get a script. You got a script?
Yeah.
Yeah, got a script.
We've got a couple of those.
In fact, the town meeting's really interesting because is it first week of pre-production?
Yes.
Town meeting in?
Yeah.
It's brilliant because you get your script as a director and you can sit down with the writer, with the executives, and you go through it and you tone. I mean, it's a tone meeting. You get the tone, but it helps guide you. You say, right, this is what. And I think what Sarah Jane Phil will put me right on this, but actually the episodes are so different from one to another. The feel of them. And it was something from the first series that kind of happened. They were all kind of very different tonally, weren't they?
Yeah, it's kind of I suppose it's one of the great things. We have a great mix of writers on Sarah Jane. Well, I would say that, wouldn't I? But you know, there are other writers on there, and that mix of writers, and also it's a mixture of writers. It's a mixture of level of experience as well. We have. Old hacks like me and Gareth Roberts, you know, and then we have people
Twitter
like...
that. Gareth Roberts has just been called an old hack by Phil Ford.
Yeah, well, he calls me the same thing. He probably calls me worse, but... and then we have much more recent converts to the way of the writer, like Joe Lidster and Rupert Late.
Can I just say...
And now Scott would like to say something.
I was just going to say, I was at Chapel ago, and even though he can't be here, he just wanted to say he sends his love to all and everyone who loves the Sarah Jane Adventures.